during an interview with J is for Justice podcast.
Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground.
J is for Justice.
You're gonna find me from my heart. All you're gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a tiger, 27. Baby, I'm a rifle, one bite you dead. So if you're gonna find me from my heart, all you're gonna get is.
Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Good morning and happy Thursday and welcome to J is for Justice. My voice is still recuperating, so bear with me. Welcome everybody. Thank you to the moderators that are in chat. This is for you.
Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Moderators!
Mount up.
Thank you, moderators, for coming in today. And also all the...
Roberta.
You are all my Roberters, and I love you so much, and I do appreciate you guys being here. Today is Thursday, so we're going to do a Throwback Thursday to start this out with Grady Judd. So Grady Judd had shared some videos on his own YouTube, which is Polk County Sheriff. And this I thought was pretty interesting. So let me pull this up for you guys. I'm sorry I sound so horrible. I feel okay. It's just my voice. So I apologize if it's hard on the ears this morning. But tomorrow at 10 o'clock a.m., we are going to do Florida cases only. We're going to be doing Michigan cases. My bad. Tomorrow is Michigan cases. So if you're from the Mitten, we're going to be talking about Michigan tomorrow. Everybody knows that's my home state. All right, let me get this set up. Now, Grady Judd shared a couple Throwback Thursdays. Not today, but in the past. And we're going to take a look at those. It's pretty cool. I think this guy is a great role model for any sheriff in this country, to be honest. And I'm super proud that he's from my state of Florida, to be honest, because we don't see this very often in law enforcement with such transparency, passion, and he's not afraid to lock his own up if they do something wrong. So let's go down here, and then we're going to watch the first vid, which is called Throwback Thursday, and it says, "That time that Grady skipped school."
Are you kidding me? Come on,
girl.
Hello, folks. Throwback Thursday, one of my favorite days. And I thought we'd talk about way back in the day again. Do you know I started to work on the ambulance when I was only 16 years of age? I think we've talked about that before.
Look at his little doll.
At that time, you only had to have an advanced first aid card to work on the ambulance. And even though you were supposed to be 18, I talked them into hiring me, and I was 16. Well, I worked in the evening hours, and then I went to school during the daytime because I was in high school. I worked one evening, and the boss got frantic because the next day someone called in sick, and he had no one to work on the ambulance. So I volunteered to work. I got up and I left for school. At least that's what Mom thought. I went down to the ambulance and I worked all day long on the ambulance. Yeah, I skipped school to save lives. So after the day was over on the ambulance, I went home as if I had just gotten out of school to pick up my clothes to come back to the ambulance service to work in the evening. And Mom asked, "Well, son, how was your day at school today?" And I go, "Oh, Mom, it was okay." She said, "Well, did anything special happen?" I said, "No, ma'am." Did anything like different happen? And I go, no, it was just a regular day at school. Well, I don't know if you all remember, but back in the day, the Ledger was an afternoon newspaper. And it was delivered about 4 or 4:30 in the afternoon. So Mom picks up this newspaper and shows it to me and goes, well, if you were at school today, why is this your picture putting somebody on a stretcher at a vehicle accident in downtown Lakeland at 10 o'clock this morning? I was busted. She caught me fibbing to her.
Just help a brother out.
That was not good. That was very bad. I knew better than to lie to my mom. So at that point, I fell on the sword and said, well, I knew you wouldn't approve, but I had a chance to work and make more money. And we did save the lady's life. She said, well, that's good, but I'm going to kill you if you ever do that again. Do you understand me, young man? I said, yes, ma'am. After she busted me, I decided I shouldn't lie to her anymore. And I didn't. At least, not that she knew of. I was really a good boy, but I liked to work on that ambulance, see red lights and sirens and save lives.
Sirens.
I haven't changed much. Mom's passed away. I wish she was here so I could apologize and tell her how much I'd like to have her holler at me like she did when I was a kid. Take care.
What a good man, huh? I do. I love him too. I do. So the next one for the Throwback Thursday is from Grady. And this is how Grady and Marissa, his wife, met. This is probably going to be really sweet too. Attack dogs on alert.
Hello, everyone. It's Throwback Thursday, and it's Thursday before Valentine's Day. So I'm thinking back in the day when I first met my first wife. That's right. Well, she's my current wife, but I met her during the summer between our junior and senior year.
I need a soundbite
And
of sirens.
After knowing her for only 3 months, I proposed. She agreed to marry me. We were in high school. That's right. And then we got married the next September. So how did we meet? Well, I was working for the local ambulance company, and I was assigned to Winter Haven on the weekends. And this young man wanted to come to work with us. And back in the day, the boss man, because it was private enterprise, made the folks ride third man, as they called it in the day, to see if they had the stomach for the job. So this young man said, hey, I'm going to have my girlfriend bring lunch over today, and she's got a friend that's going to ride with her. And I said, well, that's great. Well, I looked as these two beautiful young ladies walked up the sidewalk, David's girlfriend and Marisa. And I thought to myself, before I ever said the first word to her, wow, I think I'll just marry her. We met at the ambulance that day. Yep, 3 months later we were engaged. A year later we were married, and we've been married ever since. Happy Valentine's Day, Marisa. You're special then, you're more special now. I married me an Auburndale Bloodhound cheerleader and Civic Club president, and she's managed me and the kids and our life, and is the reason we all have been successful. She's the engine and the energy and the spark that makes life worth living. Have a good Thursday.
Sorry, guys, I got a phone call. So, Marisa, how sweet. Yes, it is. It's pure love, Diggs. Pure love. Hey, Scott H. So, actually, we have a live update right now. Grady Judd is giving an update on some arrests that he made right now. So let's go tune into that. So we have a new update from Sheriff Grady Judd live on child porn arrests. Awesome.
Media and these cameras.
Rewind, and we're going to start from the beginning. So this is new as of right now, 8 minutes ago. It says Polk County Sheriff Judd discusses recent child porn arrests. Polk County Sheriff Judd speaks after 4 people were arrested on child porn charges. Detectives from the Polk County Sheriff's Office Computer Crimes Unit charged 5 suspects for possession of child porn.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being with me today. I'm going to talk about child pornographers. I'm talking about children that download images about people who download images of very young children for the purposes of sexual gratification. Normally we would have 10 or 15 or 20, but we're working with NCMEC as we have in the past, and we're wanting to do this in shorter order as we get them in so that we can get them in jail quicker. You see, I don't believe you can get someone who deals in child pornography in the county jail and subsequently in prison quick enough. But it's worthy to go over some of these folks today so that you know who is doing very deviant things with child pornography. And we have research that shows us the overwhelming majority of these people either have engaged a child in inappropriate or sexual conduct or would if they had the opportunity. So this is not people that's just looking at child pornography. These are deviant people looking at very obscene materials. Now, some people still want to think that child pornography is some 16, 17-year-old girl who's a juvenile dressed up and looks like she's 25. Nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, these folks were looking at images of children being sexually abused or in sexually provocative states as young as in diapers. Did you hear what I just said? Children being sexually abused that are as young as being in diapers. And these folks are collecting those images. So how about Kevin Hairston? He's 28 years of age. He did work at Nick and Mo's, and I know neither Nick or Mo is happy about this. He's charged with 10 counts of child porn, and we confirmed that he focused on children as young as 5 to 6 years of age. Did you hear what I said? This is a child, a baby,
evil in the
literally.
flesh.
We caught him with 10 counts. Or how about DeMontevis Saunders? He's 21. He had 2 counts of child porn that we've charged him with and 1 count of promotion. He was happy to talk to us. He bragged and talked and confessed. And what's interesting, he didn't seem to understand that this was a very deviant thing that he was doing throughout his conversation with us. Understand that when we tell you they're charged with this many counts, that's only initially. We go back and do a forensic on all of their electronic devices and come back and file additional charges if we find additional child pornography or child obscenity. And it's rare when we don't find additional child pornography. How about Felipe Ortez? 6 counts of child porn. And then there's Zhen Shai Chen. He's 40 years of age. He worked at the Lucky Walk. His family owned that.
The Lucky Walk.
132 counts of child porn. And I can tell you, his family was mortified and worked with us completely whenever we did this investigation. But there's an outstanding warrant for him. You know why? Because he's currently over in China. He's not in the country at this moment in time.
What?
If he comes back, he will be arrested. If he does not come back, we will work with the Chinese authorities to deal with him over there. They'll probably be more than happy to extradite him to us. In addition to the 132 counts of child porn, in addition to that, he had baby sex toys.
Oh my God.
Did you hear that? This is disgusting. His family thinks it's disgusting. The world thinks it's disgusting. And then there's Juan Valdez. He's only 17. He had 500 images of child porn. 500. And he confessed. He said he's been downloading child porn for 4 years.
Wow.
Since he was 13. Parents, where are you? Are you not watching what he's doing? He was downloading child porn of infants as young as 2 years old. This is not a 17-year-old downloading photographs of a 16-year-old, which is still illegal.
Creep town, dude.
This is 2 years old. He's currently charged as a juvenile, but we've asked our state attorney to waive him over to adult court because of the many images he has and the content he possessed of the very, very young children. That's frightening. Anytime you deal with folks dealing in child porn, it's frightening.
Yeah.
Now, you'll have
Sure
more
is.
of these press conferences and releases on fewer numbers of people because we're already working on the next group of people that we bring for you as we continue on our endeavor. We go after child predators, child pornographers, pedophiles, those that want to hurt our children 24/7. Are there any questions on that topic?
It's very unsettling every time we talk about this, but for me, what's especially unsettling is some of these are kids that are, 17, 18, 19, 29, whatever they are. You said that the one guy, Valdez, started when he was only 13. When does this start with most people? Is that the usual?
I would tell you 13 is young, 17 is young. But see, back in the day, people didn't have access to this kind of child pornography. And the rare times that we found child pornography, it was old film that had been around forever. Not that that's an excuse, and it came from the Netherlands. What we're experiencing now is people
In
making
America.
child porn here.
Mm-hmm.
And these
Like Don
telephones,
Sherfy Jr.
who now have
selling
cameras
it.
on them, can do top quality video, and it's so much more dangerous for the victims, and it's so much easier for the suspects. This is something we didn't experience before social media and these cameras. So for all the good this phone is used the right way, we see over and over and over it used the wrong way. If you remember the last time we met, a guy actually
I'm not
took
gonna say
his
whether
4-year-old little girl over to his friend's house for the friend to sexually abuse the child while he took pictures and video. So this is going to be an ongoing struggle, but the message is clear. Our state attorney, Brian Haas, who is simply the very best, and his team, to include Brad Copley, who's an expert in obscenity, supports going after these child predators, these child pedophiles, and certainly these child pornographers. And we don't care your age or where you are. We will chase you no matter where we have to chase you to lock you up.
Sheriff, just to put a finer point on that really quickly, you're saying that people are getting exposed to child porn because of cell phones at a younger age?
Absolutely. A lot of people are being exposed to child porn at a younger age, and they're making child porn that in the past never would have occurred. And it was easy to get caught in the past because then they had to use a camera, then they had to have someone develop the film. Back in the day, we used to get called all the time by developers of film saying, hey, somebody tried to get this developed.
Right.
Well, those days are gone. Now, it's there with their technology, and they can put it on their own technology to create these movies. You know, and it's sickening. My detectives are the best, and we will come after you word and track to the you wise. down. We're coming after you, and we're going to catch you. If we didn't catch you this time, we'll catch you next time. We'll never slow down our resolve and determination to go after those who abuse children.
Maybe this is a $64 million question. I don't know if there's an answer, but let me just throw it at you. Why do people do this in the first place? Is there a genetic factor? Is it environmental? I know that most people do not go, oh, I'm going to become a child pornography addict. There's no choice there. So why do these people fall into this category?
Sure. Why do they do that? Well, let me first put it in Polk County vernacular. They have a hitch in their giddy up.
What?
They're wired different. This is normal to them, or
They're
this
not
is
rehabilitated.
exciting
They're not
to
able to
them,
be
or this
rehabilitated.
is challenging to them to see if they can get away with it. They really believe that. It is a rush, or they're very comfortable with that sexual conduct. Some of them clearly and easily talk to us about it like,
It's
what's
normal.
the big deal? Well, we're teaching them what the big deal is.
Sick.
The big deal is they're going to the county jail as a stop-off place before we send them to prison.
Sheriff, just to pivot a little bit, another topic, if that's
Wait.
okay? Ken's gonna go.
Let me just do the one more, and then we can go into that one, if that's okay. Just the
Sure.
same topic. Is there any research to show that they can be rehabbed? Because eventually, they're going to get out of jail, they're going to get out of prison, and then possibly become victimizers again.
Can you guys hear the questions?
Once they come through the system, yes, eventually they can get out of prison. But they're also designated as either a sexual offender or a sexual predator, and we watch them forevermore. It's not the ones we watch we worry about the most. We do worry about them, but not the most. We worry about the ones we don't know about the most. But research shows that they never change their personality. With the right counseling, some of them can suppress that natural tendency and not do it. Most don't. Most don't suppress it. Most don't want to suppress that conduct or that tendency.
Ugh.
And that's why we keep putting them in jail.
Okay, Crime Stoppers is looking for tips on 14 people who walked out of their bill in a Davenport restaurant. A lot of people upset on behalf of this restaurant, everything they've gone through the last 2 years. What can you tell us about this investigation?
Sure, I can. Here's a picture, and we've got a better picture for you that we'll download. So let's take you back to the 28th of January at about 8:45 in the evening. 14 people, black males, black females, are in there partying, they're eating, they're having alcoholic beverages to drink, having a big time. Well, when it comes time to leave, they asked the waitress, can you divide up the bill for us? And she said, sure, no problem. When she walked away to divide up the bill, they left. They walked out. We've been looking for them. We don't know where these folks are. But this looks like Orlando-like conduct to me. This is not Polk County conduct. Let me tell you something. When we find you, and we will, you are going to the Polk County Jail for a free meal. And we're not even going to ask you to pay for it. We're just going to lock you up and feed you a nutritious meal. It won't be delicious like it was at the Ale House. That's a guarantee. What are you thinking that you can go in someone's store and eat their food and drink their beverage and walk away without paying? Let me tell you, there's a definition for who you are. It's called thief. And unlike other places, like California, where they let you walk out without any consequences, there's going to be legal ramifications, consequences, accountability, responsibility, just as soon as we find out who you are. Now, they walked out on just about a little over $300, $320 bill. I'm going to ask Crime Stoppers to put up more than $300 just to catch you. So, folks, if you want to make some money, just give us a tip. Tell us who these folks are. Tell us who walked out on the Ale House in Posner Park. You'll make more than the bill they walked out on, and they'll go to jail and get a free meal at the Polk County Jail. Because you know what? We're not having that here. You go into a man's or a woman's store, you buy something, you're going to pay for it. If you don't pay for it and you walk out,
You're going to jail.
You're going to pay for it just as soon as we catch you. That is a Polk County guarantee.
Such a huge table, you know?
14 people. Just get up and wander out.
14 of
What are you
them.
thinking? What are you thinking? I'll tell you what I'm thinking. They're going to jail. That's what I'm thinking. We just need the community's help. And you can make money, and you never, ever, ever have to be identified. So think about it. You can make enough money to take 14 or 13 of your best friends and have a great evening at Ale House and have money left over for the money we pay you so we can put these thieves in jail.
How did 14 people walk out?
So I'm thinking, these people come in, it's a big group of people, they don't say divvy it up to the waitress or the server in the first place. They know that it's gonna take a while to separate all that stuff. So that's their time to get their act together and get on the road. Do you think that's the case? Or do you think it was a last minute decision, or they were ticked off over something?
No, there's no indication to us that they were ticked off other than they didn't want to pay the bill. And not only did they walk on the $320 bill, the young lady who busted, and I think it was a young lady, according to my information, who busted her butt serving them, got zero. Did she get a tip? No, she didn't get a tip. Let me give her a tip. Next time you serve somebody like this, keep an eye on them. Because when they start walking out, you need to get in front of them at the door. Of course, she was back, I'm sure, doing her thing. She had no idea they were walking on her. But that's when the servers and waiters have got to kind of look out for each other. This happens periodically.
I can't believe people still dine and
other
dash.
areas, it doesn't happen often here. But at the end of the day, when a whole table stands up and starts marching out and you go, whoa.
Right.
I don't see a bill. I don't see the waitress or the waiter. That's when other people in the
He
store.
does need his own show.
other
I
employees
agree.
of
I
the
would
store got
totally
to help.
not miss an episode either.
What makes you believe they're from the Orlando area?
Well, this is common conduct to commit crime and get away with it in the Orlando area. We know that they have a prosecutor over there that doesn't want to hold people ultimately accountable.
Ooh, putting
I
the
know a lot
prosecutor
of
on
the
blast.
police officers and the deputies and the supervisors and administrators, and they're very frustrated in the Orlando area. Well, when you don't hold people accountable for what I call quality of life crimes, it spreads. And I think it spread over here. Do I have any empirical evidence of that? Let me underscore, no, I don't at this point. But I may, just as soon as somebody in Orlando identifies these folks, or maybe they're from Tampa, or maybe they're from Polk County. If they're from Polk County, they already know better. If they're from Orlando, they're going to know better. But it's not acceptable. Anything else? Thank you very much. Have a good day. We'll see you next time somebody does something criminal and crazy.
Criminal and crazy. So what timing for a brand new arrest from Grady Judd with child pornography scumbags? Let's and I'm sorry, I can't shake something, okay? I just can't shake something that I saw the other day. And I'm going to show you. I saw tons of comments in chat telling me I was wrong, telling me no. But I am going back to Summer Wells right now because this has bothered me since Sunday night. Can we talk about this? Let me show you.
I'm not going to say whether she's deceased or...
We're going to go back because this bothers me a lot. Because I don't think that's a freaking hole in Summer's wall. Can I just say that right now? I've been bothered by this since Sunday. Since freaking Sunday when I saw it. And if you watch the video and you watch how the camera is panned, how the camera zooms in on that, and what is said after Chris M notices and zooms in on that. I don't care what anybody says. It looks like a camera facing down on that mattress.
There, no child, none should have ever been in this environment. That's her bed back there in the corner, and it's in the corner. Another control mechanism.
So bad, you guys.
I've not said that before because I didn't want to, but that's her bed back there, and it's in that position. And Steve and anybody else, that's done this business for a long time,
they're going to show it.
Knows
in a second,
that's
guys.
the deepest part of the room, and that is a control mechanism of cornering.
I am so sorry to switch gears, but that press conference fits with what I've been thinking since Sunday. And then I think, oh my God, where did Sherfy Jr. get the thousands of images that he was sending? I mean, it may not be connected, but why in the Sam hell would anyone believe that that little girl would go in this dark, nasty dungeon of a basement to play by herself is beyond me.
That child, that's what they're doing. They're cornering her into that part of the room. The advantage to that for them is the escape route becomes more difficult to get out because they could hear her now, potentially, coming right through the crack between their bedroom and that door.
Mm-hmm.
If it was closer to where the bunk bed is.
Chris, you have to listen to everything that Chris McDonough says because he's an investigator and he'll talk between the lines. And he's talking about the fact that her mattress is in the corner, in the furthest corner of the basement from any escape route. He said it himself. He's painting the picture of Summer being basically trapped down there in a corner. What in the pure fuck is going on here?
The boys are a barrier for Summer. And this goes back to the statement that Don makes. I told those boys, how many times have I told them, keep an eye on Summer? Well, what they've done is, and this is the first time you're hearing me say this, guys, but what they have done is they have put the boys in a position of advantage over Summer. because if they're sleeping in the bunk beds, which she says they are, this is where Wyatt and the other, their other boy sleep. Well, what they're doing is they're actually acting as guards for Summer. Okay. Why is that? Why is that? I have my theories, and maybe she'll give us some more insight here, but this is this 5-year-old little baby's room.
If you haven't seen this
she's
yet,
just not jumping up.
You guys need to watch it. It's 3 hours long. This guy gives so much insight into Candace. It's not even funny. But this part here, Chris chose the clips to play for Steve. He chose these specific clips. He didn't just roll all of his footage. There's a method to his madness. I mean, for lack of a better term, Chris McDonough doesn't just release clips just because. There's meaning. There always has been.
Running outside anytime she wants. That ain't happening. And nobody's coming in to this environment. Yeah. If she's playing in that corner, knowing that she's in there, quote, playing with her toys, that ain't happening.
Mm-mm.
Steve, what say you? I don't want to go too far.
No, I'm totally in line with your thought process.
See? You guys, you have to go back and replay things, because when we watch these and there's 5,000 people and we're reading chat or we're chatting and we're trying to listen, it's too much static to really focus on what they're talking about and to really pay attention to the topics they bring up, to the clips that they show. Out of all of McDonough's footage, this 3-hour live showed very few clips. And that tells me that those clips he showed were very meaningful to the investigation. So let's keep listening. Let's listen to what Steve has to say. Then pay attention, because Chris McDonough is manning the camera down there. So you have to pay attention to what he's doing and what he's saying as he's looking around. Can you imagine how shook he was walking down here and seeing this for the first time? It's absolutely appalling that anyone would think that this scenario right here is normal, but people do.
And I'm going to kind of spin it a little bit different here. We know from Candace has told us that her favorite place was outside on that swing, and that she had toys that were upstairs, right? I mean, it looked like there were toys everywhere. I can't really, from just watching, I can't differentiate between toys and just other stuff that's laying around. But
what do you mean, Kat? What are you talking about going down that hole? Yikes. What are you talking about? I'm not going down any hole. I'm watching a public video. This is a public video, Catlin. So do you care to explain what you're talking about?
But there's probably toys upstairs. I don't know why any 5-year-old little girl would want to
Catlin,
play
I'm so sorry.
Down in the dark.
Catlin, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about like a rabbit hole, like I'm going in that hole. Like, why are you talking about that being a camera? I'm so sorry, Catlin. I need to shut up. Here, this is for me. I'm sorry, Catlin. I'm so sorry.
Crevice down there, and not versus being outside or up with her brothers playing toys there and company. We are, as human beings, we're social. We like to be around people. And my office is upstairs, and I would rather be downstairs with other people around.
It is emotional.
Other voices and whatnot.
Sick.
And it's just human nature. We like the light. We like to be outside.
So Steve is saying it's human nature. She would not want to go down here at 5 years old, even. Like he's saying, as an adult, he wants to be on the other floor when he's working where, people are. And he's saying there's no way that this little girl wanted to go down in this dungeon by herself and play with freaking toys.
Especially if it's, a nice day out, that's where the kids are going to want to be. And so it just, it doesn't make a lot of sense that she would want to be down in that dark crevice down there playing by herself.
Yeah, and the lights We don't even know if the lights were on, right? I mean, here we are, two adults going down those stairs, and she's not anticipating the lights being on. Okay.
Yeah.
She's got a movie about the Savior.
The boys I brought back down here after she went missing because I didn't want them upstairs by themselves anymore.
Okay. And this is all her toys.
Them are all her toys. All these toys that are down here are dang near all hers, except for like the trucks and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Pay attention.
And the game system. That's the boys'.
Okay.
But them are all her toys.
And she's really into Paw Patrol. I see that.
Yeah, I've been collecting from day one. And these are all her little ponies that I've bought. And then these are them girls that she likes. Them new fashion.
Talk. Unneeded details.
She's like all kinds. Here's one of them bracelets.
Oh, that's just one of them what do they call these? Oh, this is little pony bracelets.
Yeah, I don't know what they were really called, but she liked them, and so I just
have a great day,
time I go to
Kat.
garage sale, I'd buy her what she wanted.
Okay.
You know, if I got a little bit of money, I spend it on the kids.
Yeah, this is her. This is I understand her now.
See that? Oh my God. What were these people doing? Let's watch that part again. Hang on. He zooms in on the camera and then he says, I understand her now.
We like to be outside, especially if it's, a nice day out. That's where the kids are going to want to be. And so it just, it doesn't make a lot of sense that she would want to be down in that dark crevice down there playing by herself.
Yeah, and the lights, we don't even know if the lights were on, right? I mean, here we are, two adults going down those stairs, and she's not anticipating the lights being on. Okay.
Yeah.
She's got a movie about the Savior.
The boys I brought back down here after she went missing because I didn't want them upstairs by themselves anymore.
Okay.
Why?
And this is all her toys.
Them are all her toys. All these toys that are down here are dang near all hers, except for like the trucks and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the game system. That's the boys'.
Okay.
But them are all her toys.
And she's really into Paw Patrol. I see that.
Yeah, I've been collecting from day one. And these are all her little ponies that I've bought. And then these are them girls
Watch
that
how
she
he pans
likes.
around.
Them new fashion, I don't know what they are, little princesses or whatever. She's like all kinds. Here's one of them bracelets.
Oh, that's just one of them what do they call these? Oh, this is little pony bracelets.
Yeah, I don't know what they were really called, but she liked them, and so I just, every time I go to the garage sale, I'd buy her what she wanted.
Okay.
You know, if I got a little bit of money, I spend it on the kids.
Yeah, this is her. This is I understand her now.
Yeah.
Even better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is really important.
But yeah, I come down and I searched. I looked up underneath the beds under there. We can't really get on. I can't get on there.
Yeah, yeah.
But I looked under there, looked under every blanket I could possibly look under.
Yep.
And then I come over here and I looked on both sides. I didn't see her nowhere. And I don't recall if this was locked or not. I don't recall that.
Okay.
But I know it's hard on. But I know.
What say you on that, Steve?
Well, it's a direct contradiction to nobody could get in, nobody could get out.
Direct contradiction to nobody getting in and nobody getting out. I played in my basement too. We had rock walls because we had a Michigan basement. My house was 100 years old. And I had a chalkboard down there and played school down there as well. But I didn't sleep down there. I didn't have a mattress on the floor down there. And my parents certainly didn't have a fucking camera on the wall down there. Even if there were cameras, they wouldn't have had cameras down there. That was where our laundry was. But we had a home. We had a home upstairs. I went down there to play teacher because of the chalk. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's hear what Steve has to say.
And she pushed that narrative twice so far, and this is a direct contradiction to that. And I'm going to add something else in here too. What she was saying about Summer liking the Paw Patrol things, and she says something to the effect of, I know she likes them, so every time I go to the garage sale, I buy them for her. When I get any extra money, I spend it on the kids. And here we have her building herself up as a good mother. And mothers that are good mothers, they don't have to tell everyone that they're a good mother.
No, they don't.
They just simply are. And anytime I hear someone portraying herself as a good mother, I take note. And Chris,
you guys, that goes for anything. If someone has to tell you how good of a Christian they are, if someone has to tell you how good of a mother they are, if someone has to tell you how good of a father they are, if someone has to tell you how good of a friend they are, take note. Because most people don't have to say that. Their actions show it.
To contrast the language of, I believe it was Brandy Vaughn. Is that her name? Brandy, the first?
Yes, Brandy is Michael Vaughn's
Contrast
mom.
Brandy's language to Candace's
Sarah.
language. You will not hear, it's totally different. And you don't hear Brandy talking about what a good mother she is in any way. Her focus is, what's Michael experiencing? How's he doing? Please bring him home. Her love, adoration, the concern for Michael. Nothing about building herself up to be a good mother. And I would.
So anyway, you guys, I'm going to put this link to this right here in chat so you guys can watch this if you haven't. I'm not going to play anymore. I just wanted to show that camera because it bothers me seeing that, and it reminded me of that after we watched Grady again. So here is the link to this video of Chris McDonough's. And I know it's not the clearest video, but here we go. Look.
Up and running outside anytime she wants. That ain't happening. And
he just said she's not getting up and running outside anytime she wants. It's not happening. And then he zooms in on the camera, and then he tells us that her bed is in the furthest corner of that basement.
What they were really called. But
One
she
more
liked them,
time
and so
for those in the back.
every time I go to the garage sale, I'd buy her what she wanted.
okay.
You know?
Oops.
Whenever I got a little bit of money, I spend it on the kids.
Yeah, this is her. This is. I understand
Shit,
her
I
now.
didn't have it on the
Yeah.
screen,
Even
did
better.
I?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is really
She says
important.
you're
But yeah, I
welcome.
come down and I searched. I looked up underneath the.
Hold on. I got this all messed up. He says, thank you. I understand her now. She says, you're welcome. Chris knows. He zoomed in on that. He zoomed in on that freaking wall. He wouldn't have done that. And you got to remember, this is just a small clip of what he's showing from what he took down there. Craziness. Sick. Just sick. Guys, I think yesterday they were searching again out there. After saying the search concluded on Tuesday, right? They were out there again yesterday because TBI shared pictures. So again, for those in the back, let's take one more look at this and then let's see what Steve has to say.
Head's under there. We can't really get on. I can't get under there.
Yeah.
But I looked under there, looked under every blanket I could possibly look under.
Yep.
But I know.
What say you on that, Steve?
Well, she would do.
Where in the hell did that go now? Here we go. Right here.
That I've bought. And then these are them girls that she likes. Them new fashion.
So he's like,
I don't know what
she's
they are,
giving me
little
word
princesses or
salad. I'm going to
whatever.
pan over here and
She's
see
like
what's
all
going on.
kinds- Here's one of them bracelets.
She's trying to block
Oh,
him.
that's just one of them what do they call these? Oh, this is a little pony bracelets.
Yeah, I don't know what they were really called, but she liked them, and so I just every time I go to the garage sale, I'd buy her what she wanted.
Okay.
You know, if I got a little bit of money, I spend it on the kids.
Yeah, this is her.
That is not a hole in the wall. Oh my God. You guys, this is... And you hear him? He's like, I understand her now. He doesn't know what to say. He's shook.
This is. I understand her now.
Yeah.
Even better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is really important.
But yeah, I come down and I searched. I looked up underneath the beds under there. We can't really get on. I can't get on there.
Yeah, yeah.
But I looked under there, looked under every blanket I could possibly look under.
Yep.
I heard it in his voice. I heard it in his voice. Yeah, yikes. What did Steve say? Okay, I've got another link to show you guys. Compliments of Scott H. And let me open this and then send it to myself. And this is actually compliments of Zav Girl originally. So love Zav. Lots of respect for Zav. Let me see here. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Scott H. And thank you to Zav Girl. If you guys can put Zav's...
I'm going to drop a link to a video that
Put
I
Zav
would
and Scott's links in chat if you guys
highly
could.
recommend, especially for anybody that's interested in statement analysis.
Creep Town, dude.
This is from a creator. Her name is Zav Girl. I'm going to put her link in the description. I definitely want you to go over and give her the traffic. I don't see why this video of hers doesn't have 40,000 views. I'm going to play just a little bit of it. I've never shared anything from Zav Girl, so I'm going to put the copyright disclaimer up. Again, I'm just going to play a couple of minutes of it to let y'all kind of get an idea of Peter Hyatt and his analysis of Dawn and Candace.
Creepy.
And like I said, I will leave the link to this video, so you can go over and watch the whole thing at your leisure.
Creepy. I respect you. Maybe that's a sign.
They kind of answered that a little bit, but
yes, it's self-preservation. See, this is a difficult issue. Go back to the question of guilt versus guilty knowledge. We call this in an analysis, a criminal analysis, attendant guilt. Attendant guilt is, I didn't kill the guy, but I did rob the body. And I don't want you to find out that I robbed the body, but I didn't kill him. So I'm showing a guilty knowledge of something that took place in this crime, but I really didn't kill him. They have what I believe is to be attendant guilt. And I think what they're withholding, both of them, but especially Candace and some of the interviews I've seen, is what Summer's life was like with them on drugs. And this is, and I don't know what happened to Summer, but this is a major concern I have. That when someone gets involved in drugs, they invite trouble into their lives. When a married couple gets involved in drugs, it becomes even worse. When a married couple with children get involved in drugs, now it's compounded further. When a married couple with children who live in a secluded area get involved with drugs, the children are open prey. So if, let's say that Candace did not kill Summer, her language shows guilt. Some form of self-preservation is happening there. I think it's related to drugs. And my fear is that, and this is so hard for some people to grasp, but the drugs desensitize. They build up not only a tolerance physically to the chemical, but an emotional tolerance. So someone can say, how could, I interviewed a woman once that traded her little daughter, maybe 7 years old at the time, on trains for cigarette money. Say, how can someone do that? My guess in this case is that they invited trouble into their lives and that they may have at times traded Summer for drugs, for money. And once that element enters into that property, so I think she's withholding, I think she's lying. She's withholding information about what happened. There's gaps there in her story that tell us, no, I'm not going there. I'm going to skip over that time. It's not that I'm forgetting. I'm just not going to go there. And I think that Summer had a life of abuse. And I'm willing to bet a cup of coffee for anybody that Child Protective Services feared the same thing. And after what happened to Summer, they did what they had to do to get those boys out of there.
All right, I'm going to stop right there. That gives you a hint, definitely, of Peter Hite and his analysis. Definitely please go over and give Zavgirl all the views, the likes, the subscribes. She deserves it for certain for having such a quality show and quality guests, a wealth of knowledge. He talks at the beginning about the language of addiction, goes over Don's letter that he wrote right before he went to jail, shows all the different ways that a active addict will use God and blame and live in a life of victimhood. Extremely interesting, well worth the watch. Thank you, Zavgirl, for this video.
Thank you, Zavgirl, and thank you, Scott, for sharing that, because I didn't see that. So I definitely want to go and watch that whole thing because all these pieces are starting to fit together.
Creep Town, dude.
Sad. I don't even know where to go from this. We started out with Grady Judd, and that whole press conference reminded me of Summer. So I think I'm going to end this on this note. Actually, we're at an hour, and I really don't even know how to get back into Grady Judd at this point. So I'm just going to leave this here, and I'm going to go watch Zav and wait for authorities to do their thing, because I think it's coming. I think it's coming. And all of us have been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Maybe I can laugh at Carrie and then play one more video. Maybe that'll break it, because it's so disheartening. I don't know, Carrie. They said they weren't searching past Tuesday, and then the TBI shared pictures from yesterday. So maybe they are keeping their search on the DL at this point. There's a lot of variables here, huh?
Cut his mic. Cut his mic.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys all being here. And Carrie, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thanks again, Scott, for never giving up. And all of you guys, you know, we're sitting here and we're waiting for justice for Summer, because this brings a whole new, just disgusting perspective to this entire case to me. Because when I played this the other day, I don't know how many people in chat. There was quite a few that were saying, no, that's a whole, no, that's this, that's that. And I watched it and I played it for other people who have nothing to do with YouTube. And they were like, that's a camera. I'm like, okay, I'm not just seeing things, because I showed it to someone who knew nothing about the Wells, nothing about Summer. And I said, what is that on the wall? A camera. A camera. So shame on you, Candace. Shame on you. And then she goes live on YouTube. Bitch got nerve.
Unleash the lawyers.
All right, guys.
Don't break my door, you fucking bitch.
Yeah,
Right?
holes don't stick out. They don't protrude from the wall. Right. All right. Justice for Summer, you guys. I love you guys. Enjoy your Thursday, and I will talk to you guys real soon.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough.
Roberta.
About you and your problems. I don't give a damn. 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 You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to France, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time. I ain't got time. I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs.
Just help a brother out.
Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool,
Did you hear me?
sipping on coke.
We're not going to have a good sense of humor. Make us do all this work to track you down